All right, good morning everyone. This is a video on how to do some post-production work in Lightroom and in Photoshop. Let me say up front that this is not for the advanced users who know everything already. This really is for the beginner, the enthusiast, who is looking to bring their skill set up to the next level. Hope this is helpful. Well, let's get started. Let's start with this image in Lightroom, and let's go ahead and say we've done all of our color correcting, all of our exposure correcting and sharpening and all that stuff. And after we've done that, voila, your image kind of looks like this. Okay? Now there are some things in this image that I want to get rid of that are just little nasty critters that bug me. Some of those things are these little spots here. This plaque in the background that are just a distraction. So how do we get rid of them? Well, the method I like to use, and there are many methods, is to open this up in Photoshop and use a few tools, one being the Content Aware tool, the other one being the Healing Brush tool. So let's take a look at what those things do. So the way we get this to export into Photoshop is we right-click on the image and we say Edit in Photoshop. All right, there's going to be a little pop-up window that comes up and it's going to ask you what you want to do. Do you want to edit the original, edit a copy with Lightroom adjustments? Go ahead and read these little things down here because they tell you what's going to actually happen. If you edit the original in Photoshop, none of those adjustments that you made are going to carry over into Photoshop. You're going to get that raw file image or TIFF image into Photoshop, and that's not what you want to do. So let's move forward. Edit a copy with Lightroom adjustments. Alright, so all the adjustments that I made in Lightroom have now been brought over to Photoshop, and we're ready to work with the Content Aware tool. Now, let me say this again, there's many ways to do this. This is just the method I choose to use, the method I like to use. So let's get started with some of these critters. Let's go ahead and click your selection tool, your lasso tool, and let's go ahead and select those areas of interest. What you want to do is, after you've done that, you want to hit Shift Function F5 on a Mac. I don't know what it is on a PC because I don't use a PC. And you hit Content Aware. Now let me show you something else here. Before you even get started on this, what you really should do is make a copy of your image. Yeah, that's right, I almost made a big boo-boo. So let's go ahead and make a copy and let's edit that copy so we're not messing with the original. Okay? Alright, so let's get started again with Content Aware. Hit your selection, your lasso tool, and let's select an area that you want to edit. Hit Shift Function F5, and then you want to use Content Aware. There's some other options in here that you might be interested in. So if you selected foreground, what's going to happen is it's going to fill that spot right there with your foreground color. In this case, it's white. And if you wanted to fill it with your background color, in this case it's red. So let's see what happened if we did that. Yuck, that's worse than the leaf, right? So let's undo that, and let's actually do what we were really after. Shift Function F5, or right-click on your mouse, Fill, Content Aware. Boom, that leaf is gone. So now what you're going to do is you're going to continue on getting those areas that you want to get cleaned up. I'm going to just do these real quickly so we can move forward to the other tools. Okay, now let's get rid of this fire hydrant water thingamajiggy back here. Perfect. Looking really good so far. I'm going to take my time with this little plaque and make sure that it's doing what I want it to do. Shift function F5, content aware, or right click, fill content aware. All right, so some of those areas are cleaned up and they're looking pretty good. Let's get rid of this leaf right here. Let's get rid of this pebble right here. Okay, so let's take a look at something before we move forward. Why I made a copy of the image. Well, if you understand Photoshop and you understand layers, then you realize that what you've done is you've edited the top layer image. And so if I deselect this image, there you go. The original image is still underneath there. See that? So we're just editing the top image and we're not messing with this. Why do we do that? What if we made a few mistakes and we couldn't undo it and man, we just go back to the original and start all over. Which unfortunately I've done on many occasions. Alright, let's move forward. Let's try to clean up Luke's face a little bit more. Alright, let me introduce you to the next tool. And that is the patch tool. I like using the patch tool. And the reason I like using it is, I'll show you why. You make your selection here, and you just kind of drag over where you want that selection to kind of mimic. And then you just keep on going. Some people will use the healing brush, some people will use spot tool. I don't care what you use, as long as the end result is what you're going after. Now I know there's going to be some advanced users that are saying, oh, you shouldn't be using that tool for this, and here's why, and yada yada yada. And my answer to that is, my image looks the way I want it to look. Alright, and you're just going to keep on going until you are happy with your image. Okay? Alright, so let me show you how these other tools work. They all kind of work the same. Let's go to your spot healing brush. So what you're going to do with the spot healing brush is you're going to select the area around it by hitting Option around the area you're wanting to fix. You're going to click. What's going on here? There we go. Healing brush. There you go. So using a healing brush, you're going to click the area around the area you want to fix, and then you're just going to continue to do that until you clean up these problem areas the way that you want cleaned up. All right? All right. So for now, for what we're doing, this looks pretty good. See, that's why I like to use this patch tool a little bit better right here. Perfect. All right, so you get the idea. So let's go ahead and go to our zoom tool and let's go to fit screen. And there you have it. There is the image after you've used the content aware and the patch tool and the spot healing tool and the healing brush. Where you can find those things again is right here in your tool set. Spot healing brush tool, your healing brush tool, your patch tool. Okay? Content aware, you use your lasso, select an area, right click, fill, content aware. Alright, and then so what do you do when you're done? You're happy with this. What you want to do is you want to go ahead and say, wow, this is great. I'm going to take my layers, I'm going to flatten that image because I'm happy with it, and then I'm going to hit save, and it's going to pull it back into Lightroom. And there you go. You can continue on with your Lightroom adjustments. So let's say you wanted to just go ahead and add a little bit of vignette to this, just for a little bit of drama. Put on your vignette. Pull that in just a hair. All right, I'm happy with that. And that's it. Your image is done for now. Thank you for watching. If you are interested in my services, graphic design and photography, visit me at www.mediamixbr.com.